We all share a common desire. We want to be happy. It's a longing that drives so many of our choices, from the careers we pursue to the people we spend our time with. But have you ever noticed how fleeting that feeling can be? We chase after it, thinking the next purchase, the next promotion, or the next vacation will finally deliver the lasting joy we crave. We scroll through our feeds, seeing curated images of happiness, and wonder why our own lives don't always feel that bright. Like we're running on a treadmill that never stops. The truth is, many of us are looking for happiness in the wrong places. We turn to quick fixes, those temporary bursts of pleasure that distract us from what's really going on inside. A new gadget, a night out, a tub of ice cream. These things can feel good in the moment. But when the novelty wears off, we're often left right back where we began, still feeling a sense of unease or dissatisfaction, wondering why the happiness didn't stick around for longer. This cycle of seeking temporary relief doesn't bring lasting fulfillment. Contentment is something you cultivate from the inside out, through intentional choices and meaningful actions. And it begins with the 3 pillars that support a truly fulfilling life: our values, our goals, and our actions. When we learn to distinguish between these and see how they work together, we unlock the real path to a happiness that doesn't just visit, but stays. Let's start with the most important pillar, your values, which act as your internal compass. They are fundamental principles that are most important to you. Values are not things you achieve. They are qualities you embody. They are concepts like honesty, compassion, creativity, family, freedom, personal growth. They're the why behind everything you do, guiding your decisions and shaping your perspective on the world. Values are constants. We don't check them off of a list. I don't act honestly one day and say, check, all done, don't need to be honest anymore. No, values serve as a North Star to continuously guide your actions. And because they are constants, if you feel you have distanced from your values, you can always come back to them. When your actions are aligned with your values, you experience a sense of purpose and meaning. This alignment creates a feeling of wholeness, where your outer actions become a reflection of your inner principles. This is where authentic happiness can begin to flourish. Conversely, when we act against our values, we create internal conflict. This conflict often manifests as feelings of guilt, shame, sadness, regret, or anxiety. When you act out of alignment with your core values, which is known as values misalignment, you experience a dissonance that creates emotional distress. It's a signal from your inner self asking you to find your way back to your values. Understanding your values is the first and most critical step toward building a meaningful life. It requires quiet reflection. Ask yourself, what qualities do I admire most in others? What principles do I want to stand for even when it's difficult? When do I feel most proud of myself? The answers to these questions begin to illuminate your core values. Writing them down can be a powerful exercise. They are not just words on a page. They are the constitution for your life, a guide that helps you make choices that don't just lead to fleeting pleasure, but a deep and lasting fulfillment. Our goals are what enhance the experience of our values. It's easy to confuse goals and values, but they play different roles in our lives. If your values are the compass that tells you which direction to go towards, your goals are the specific destinations you aim to reach along that path. Goals are concrete, measurable, and have a clear endpoint. They are things you can achieve and check off a list, such as run a marathon, get a promotion, buy a house, or learn to play the guitar. They provide structure and motivation, giving us something tangible to work toward. The key difference is that values are ongoing processes, constants, while goals are finite outcomes. You can never finish being compassionate or complete the value of honesty. However, you can finish the goal of getting a new job. But this is why a life based only on achieving goals can feel empty. Once the celebration is over, we find ourselves asking, what's next? If our happiness is tied only to reaching these destinations, we are constantly in a state of striving, with only brief moments of satisfaction before the next chase begins. We get to the destination, but still feel like we are lacking direction. Values are what give your goals purpose and meaning. Let's say one of your core values is physical health. A goal that aligns with this value could be to complete a 10-kilometer race in 6 months. The goal itself, the race, is temporary. But the process of training for it allows you to live out your value of health every single day. You eat nourishing food, you get enough sleep, you exercise regularly. The satisfaction comes not just from crossing the finish line, but from the entire journey of experiencing your value. The goal becomes a vehicle for living a life that is true to what you believe in. Think about your current goals. Do they connect back to your core values? Are you in values alignment? If your value is creativity, a meaningful goal might be to complete a task or artistic project. If your value is community, a goal could be to volunteer or join a local organization. When you set goals that are extensions of your values, the pursuit itself becomes rewarding. And you then have more clarity for your next goal that aligns with your values. This synergy between your values and goals is what creates a powerful sense of purpose. So, we've got our compass, our values, and our destinations along the way, our goals. But there's one more essential piece to this puzzle: action. Actions are those small, concrete steps you take every single day. They are the how of your journey. Without action, values are just nice ideas, and goals are, well, just wishful dreams. Action is the engine that moves you forward, turning your intentions into your reality. Like writing for 15 minutes, even when you feel uninspired. A small action might seem insignificant on its own, but when associated with a particular goal and value, they build powerful momentum. They're like building blocks for the person you want to become. The real beauty of focusing on actions is that it makes even the biggest goals feel achievable. A goal like start my own business can feel overwhelming at first, but when you break it down into small daily or weekly actions, like research competitors for 1 hour, draft a business plan outline, make one networking call, it suddenly becomes manageable. Remember, specifics enhance motivation. This process of consistent small actions is what builds confidence and resilience. And the satisfaction of these actions doesn't just come from the final outcome. It comes from the person you become along the way. As we walk this path aligning our actions with our goals and values, the journey is never a straight line. Life will present obstacles. These barriers can be external, such as not having enough resources, a high-demand job, or unexpected family responsibilities. They can also be internal, like fear of failure, self-doubt, procrastination, that harsh inner critic. Recognizing these challenges as normal is the first step toward overcoming them with grace and persistence. When you hit an obstacle, you have 2 tools: problem solving and acceptance. We practice problem solving for what is within our control, and we practice acceptance for what is outside of our control. If you want to save money, for example, you can create a budget and look for ways to cut costs. This is practical and action-oriented. It shifts your mindset from "I can't" to "what I can do," making you an active agent in your life. Some things, though, are outside our control: the economy, the weather, other people's behavior. This is when we practice acceptance. Acceptance isn't giving up. It means letting go of rumination about problems you cannot control. Acceptance can also refer to allowing yourself to have uncomfortable feelings without trying to change them. Observing your difficult emotions with curiosity instead of judgment, remembering they are only a temporary visitor. You are not your thoughts or feelings. Practicing acceptance creates space between you and your experience, letting you keep moving toward your values, even when feeling discomfort. This framework of values, goals, and actions isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing practice. It's a way of living that invites you to be more intentional and connected to yourself. The world will constantly try to pull you in different directions, telling you what you should want and who you should be. It's so easy to get lost in the noise and start chasing someone else's definition of success. Your values are your anchor. They bring you back to what truly matters to you, making sure that the life you're building is one you can be proud of. Take some time to sit down and ask yourself, what are my top 5 core values today? List them out and then look at your current goals. Do they align with these values, or are you in values misalignment? What new goals could you set that would be more in line with these values? And what are some simple actions I can take today to move towards these goals and values? This is the real path to happiness. It's not a shortcut. It's the steady, patient, and consistent work of aligning who you are with what you do. Don't try and build a life on the shifting sands of short-term gratification, but on the solid rock of your personal values. By doing so, you don't just find happiness, you create it.